Hey, what's up everybody? Bit vs. Andy here, and today we're going to be going over what is a tier 2 camper and why you should consider making a tier 2 camping character on Bit Hero's Quest. So, what is a tier 2 camper? Fundamentally, it's someone or a character that is locked in tier 2. So, you can see, tier 1 I've passed, and tier 2, I will never beat Gem's Cell, and that is on purpose. I'll never challenge it. Even though I could easily beat it because, and here's the why you want to be a tier 2 camper, because the gems are insane. If you look at the PvP rewards, and I'll just show you like the current max tier 19, not to say radioactive fries and the materials aren't great, and I'll just scroll down. We can reference rank 250 because that's where I usually land. A pet reward chest, that's great. Fries, all this is good, but if you're in tier 2, what is amazing that is new is gems. So you don't get any of the, cream component or mount guts or anything, but you do get a lot of gems. 800 for just placing in the top 250, which I think is very possible for most people. If you play every day and you get, through your tickets. And not only is that 800 gems, but you also can possibly get up to 15,000 points and get that 100 gems, which, you usually do hit this top one. So you can get 900 gems from PvP, and then it's the exact same rewards from Trials or Gauntlet, just using the tokens here. You look at the top 250 again, where I'm landing, it's another 800, and this one I've already actually reached the top points. It's another 100. So 900 from PvP, 900 from Trials. That's 1,800 gems every single week, just for logging in and spending your tickets and tokens. Also, for completing certain milestones or bounties, you get more gems. Plus the daily login once per week, you get 50 gems. So this character is really designed to make gems. You will get thousands of gems per month to spend, and really that's where I got this legendary mount, this legendary pet, and I tried for a legendary accessory, but I failed a couple of times. Unfortunately, I'm still stuck with an epic, but yeah, that's how you can get to this point. Now I do want to give some tips and tricks, because tier 2 camping can be really difficult because you're missing 90% of the game. You only have tier 1 and tier 2 familiars, and you don't even have all of them because you don't have access to Gem's Cell. So you're really missing a lot of familiars. Now the best in slot familiar that a lot of people will tell you is Robbie, basically Robot Gobby, and I do have the fusion, but I have not been lucky enough to get a Gobby on this account yet, and that is right here. So you can see he has really good stats and good abilities, being able to hit all enemies. If you put, I don't have any augments right now, but if you put a damage, or if you put a brain that is, attack enemies on hit, and then you deal damage to all enemies, you'll be cycling through that, and it's a really good way to combo. So that's why he's really good. The familiar that I use, and this is all coming from recommendations, I want to point you guys to a video from World Eater, who has really good familiar recommendations for tier 2 camping. But the familiar that I mainly use is Pangs here. A pretty good DPS, and I do have a brain on them. Just a simple, when you hit an enemy, attack enemy. Just the brain I've gotten, not the best in slot or anything. But pretty much when I go into PvP, I rarely lose. Unfortunately, I don't have any tickets to show you right now, but I mean, for my stats, having a legendary pet and mount, I am boosted beyond most people at this level, so it's very easy to win PvP. So what's great about tier 2 characters is how fast it is to complete, using all their energy and stuff. Going through the quests, that takes probably the most amount of time. And then really you only have to do Trials a few times and PvP a few times. And then unless you're spending extra currencies to get tokens or whatnot, then you're done for the day. You don't have to do raids. You don't have to do GVG or invasions. You don't have to do boss fights. And the best thing that you don't have to do is fishing. Now, I know I like to meme about fishing taking a lot of time and being a chore, but it is really nice to just, log in, do the quests, do the trials, do the PvP, and you're done on your character. And that really just frees up your time to play either on another character or on your main hero. One thing to note that isn't for everybody is that if you have an NFT hero like this character is, you actually share gems and gold with your entire account. So this is who I call my gem slave, because all these gems I get, beyond the ones I'm actually spending on him to make him better, I siphon into my main hero. So my main hero basically gets his normal gems, and then now, this 1,800 gems per week on top of that, which is so nice for progression. Now you might ask yourself, like, okay, so I can get a lot of gems on this hero, but what is that worth to me if I'm just stuck in tier 2? So if you're starting a new hero, you could stack up, 1,800 gems per week for a few months, and you would have thousands of gems. And I mean, if you're not even spending them, you can basically get a legendary mount, accessory, and pet before even moving on to tier 3 and above, and just set yourself up for success and really make your progression to current tier a lot easier and smoother. Now, a few downsides to tier 2 camping that I think everybody should be aware of is you won't have access to a guild. Now, because I'm an NFT hero, my account is in a guild, but typically you will not have access to a guild, which means you will not have these perks that give you max tickets and max tokens, plus their regen rate. So if you do have an NFT, that's a nice perk. However, standard tier camping characters will not have this. Since we are in tier 2, the only armor we have access to is tier 2 armor, so you'll be stuck with epics, and that can be a little bit brutal, but at the end of the day, it's kind of nice because I have best in slot very easily, just upgraded epic gear for these 6 slots, and then you really only have to chase a mount, pet, and accessory. It's also worth noting that PvP at tier 2 has been known to be some of the most competitive. Because there is a lot of tier 2 campers, I'm not the only one. If I was, I wouldn't be, ranking in the top 250. I'll probably be above that. In fact, I'm ranked 207. And I use all 15 of my tickets as often as they come. So it's definitely competitive. There's a lot of players doing this for the gems. So something else to be aware of, but that can also make it a lot of fun and get you in that competitive spirit. And if you do happen to get dropped to the top 500, like still 600 gems, plus the 100 times 2, that's an awesome income. One important thing that might be also a negative and you should be aware of before you start a tier 2 character is that tier 3 camping used to be the big deal. Tier 3 camping was even better because you would have PvP, trials, you could join a guild at tier 3, and so then you would unlock GVG and invasion. And invasion gave you all sorts of access to new familiars and whatnot. However, recently, I don't know when this was, but tier 3 no longer gives gems as the reward. So at some point along the line, tier 3 campers kind of got screwed over, and I'm not saying this will or won't happen to tier 2 campers, but just know that it has happened to tier 3 campers, and unfortunately something that could happen to tier 2 campers. Now, if you want to take this a step ahead, tier 1 camping is possible, and in fact I do have a tier 1 camping character. They are even simpler with access to even less familiars. But they literally just have quest and PvP, not even trials or gauntlets unlocked. So an even quicker gameplay there. But because you're missing trials, you're cutting your gem income in half by having a tier 1 character. So I think if you have extra time on your hands to play a second character, or you're wondering what you should do with a new NFT character that will help your main hero, I think this is one of the best things to do. it's been super fun, you know, trying to say like, okay, what familiars what are available to me? What's like best in tier 2? You know, all my stats are coming basically from my leveling. So it's really funny to say like, gosh, I'm probably like top percent of tier 2 campers or tier 2 players right now. And that could be really fun to sort of boost up in this sort of a challenging way. So I hope this was useful and you learned something about the game or what people are doing. And if you want to see more of me, feel free to tune in. I do live stream here on YouTube as BitVsAndy, or else over on Twitch as well as BitVsAndy. Hope to see you there, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. Take care, and good luck in the grind.